excuse me. Hey, you made it. Thank you so much for clicking on the link to this video. Now, as you saw on the first slide, we're going to be learning about polynomials and specifically how to multiply them. And in this specific lesson, we're going to be learning how to multiply polynomials by monomials. And you're probably wondering, what is a polynomial and a monomial? So, according to our lesson, which I gave you the link on, polynomials, as it says, an algebraic expression with two or more terms. And as you can see here, that's an example of a monomial, which is one term. And with polynomials or binomial, trinomial, is like it says in the definition, two or more terms. So you have 3x squared minus 4x, or 4x third, which has one term. Then 2x squared is another one. X is the third one, and 2 is the fourth one. So, like I said, polynomials, two or more terms. Monomials, just one term. Now, also, so since we got that, we are going to learn, like I said, how to multiply them. So in order to do that, according to our lesson, which is right here, to multiply a polynomial by a monomial, we have to use the distributive property to multiply each term by a polynomial and monomial. If you don't know how to do distributive property, that's okay, because when I get to my example, I'm going to exactly show you what's the difference between how you would usually do it and how to do it in this equation. And not only that, we're also going to use product of powers, which I will also show you in the example. So let's get right into it. So, so you're probably wondering, well, how do I know if I'm actually going to use distributive property in an equation? The two most important words you're going to want to really pay attention to is multiply. So I'm going to write that for you. Multiply and and that's really all you're going. That's the ugly A, I'm sorry. So you're only going to want to pay attention to multiply and because those are really going to help you to learn that that's what you're going to use to multiply a poly by a mono for short. So like I said, let's get into the example. So the example says multiply, which is our first important word, 2y and, which is our second important word, y to the second power, or y squared, plus y minus 1. So that's the example we're going to work on. So the first step you want to do is we're going to write it as a distributive property. So what you do is you first write the 2y, and then in the parentheses, we're going to put in the other part, which is y squared plus y minus 1. Now, usually in distributive property, you would just multiply whatever is on the outside times whatever on the inside, and you would get your answer. So, for example, 2y times negative 1 would have been negative 2y, or 2y times y, or just 1y, it would have been 2y. But that's not the case. What we're going to do is, so you see 2y times y squared. Instead of just multiplying and putting the answer down, we're just going to actually write out the multiplication. So 2y times, and we use a middle dot for algebra, y squared. Then you bring the addition side and you do the same thing for the rest of the numbers. So 2y times y, and we're going to bring that minus down. Well, actually, we could write an addition sign. 2y times negative 1. And you'll see why I just wrote it as an addition sign. So this is where our product of powers, that's the word, product of powers comes in. So next step we're going to do is we can actually just multiply these two together or put them together. So that would bring 2y. Now, product of powers is when the exponents either add, subtract, multiply, or divide together. So in this case, a single y, which we all know just means 1, and the other y has to the second power. So when it is in a multiplication form like that, the exponents just add each other. So we're going to write 2y to the first plus second power, right? So you want to do that for the second one, and this is going to be 2y to the first plus 1 power. And for the other one, as you can see, we don't have another variable with it. We just have 2y. So we're actually going to multiply those together. So this wouldn't be an addition sign because 2y times -1 equals -2y. So instead of bringing the addition sign down, we're going to write a minus sign and then 2y. Now this is the last step. So what we can do, we can actually bring these two y's down because we're really not going to do anything with them. So we can write them down along with the symbols, the addition and subtraction sign. Because what we're going to do right now, we're just going to add the exponents together. So we all know 1 plus 2 equals 3, and 1 plus 1 equals 2. So as we can see, for the problem of multiplying 2y and y to the second plus y1, the answer to that equation is 2y to the third plus 2y to the second minus 2y. All right, that's how you multiply a poly by a mono. Thank you for watching.